This is the biggest Shark Tank failure of all time. This is a deal that got away from every single shark.
You're a get the out of here.
Oh!
Then the company went on to sell to Amazon for over $1 billion.
Out. I'm so out, so out, so out.
My name is Caesar, and in this channel, you will learn marketing and sales in an effort to help you make more money. Let's analyze this sales pitch and see the good and the bad. I want to know if you think it's a good pitch.
First into the tank is a product to ensure you always know who's at your front door.
Who's there? It's Jamie. Here to pitch?
Who?
It's Jamie.
Come in.
Before he even walks into the room, he's already demonstrating the product. You want to show customers how your product is used before you even get a chance to sell them.
Sharks. Wouldn't it have been nice to know who was behind the door before you let me in? With my product, you can. I'm seeking $700,000 for a 10% stake in the company. However, one of the most ubiquitous technologies, the doorbell, has not changed since it was invented in 1880 until now. Introducing the Doorbot, the first ever video doorbell built for the smartphone.
Right away, he's showing the sharks there's not a lot of innovation in this industry, hasn't been a lot of change. So he's the guy for the solution.
You can see and speak with visitors from anywhere. But I didn't invent Doorbot just to make our lives more convenient. It also adds needed security. Let me show you. Mark, let's just say this is your house in Dallas.
This is so important. He's engaging the audience. Now I want to know, do you think it was a coincidence that he chose Mark Cuban?
You'll see on the screen here that I'm projecting the Doorbot app from my smartphone to make it easier to see the demo. Now, just like a regular call, when someone rings the Doorbot, you can see them and decline if it's someone that you don't want to talk to, or accept and say hello to your visitor. Think of it as caller ID for your front door.
Now he's doing a live demonstration of how his product is useful.
Hey, good-looking Doorbot guy.
Hey, Mark, it's your good friend, Mr. Wonderful. I wanted to have you join me on this deal with Doorbot. I think we can get them to go all royalties and no equity.
Whenever you can, add a little bit of humor to your pitch. This makes the presentation feel more natural.
Mark, we know that no real entrepreneur is going to accept that deal. And now you can tell Mr. Wonderful to scram. And the best thing is you can do it without having to be face-to-face with him. Now, sharks, join me, and the next time you hear, it'll be... Now, who wants to be first to ring my bell?
Jamie, what if you hit accept?
You
Then
hit
what
accept,
happens?
then the light goes blue, and then you can talk to them.
So your voice comes out of it?
Your voice comes out of it. It's got a microphone and speaker,
Like
so
a
it's
speaker.
two-way audio, one-way video.
Even though he did a live demonstration, he wasn't able to show Lori how it truly functions. You want to make sure people don't have any doubt of how your product will work.
If someone came up and said, eyeball there, can they just take it off?
Because all burglars ring the doorbell first.
You know what, though, Mark? That's actually true. Burglars are not usually violent criminals. They want to see if someone's home. They want the opportunity to go into a house that does not have people in it. So it's actually true. People do ring the doorbell. It's very hard to remove. And we also have offered that any customer that has one stolen, we will replace it for free of charge.
And how much does each one of these units sell for?
$199.
You can just see from the reaction of all the sharks, they knew $199 was a little too expensive for something so simple, especially when they're comparing it in their heads to all the expensive products out there. On one hand, you have the $5 doorbell, and on the other hand, you have the $1,000 systems. So they're asking themselves, where would this product really fit in the market?
What are your costs to make it?
$81.83 is our cost landed in our warehouse in the United States.
And you sell it to retailers?
So far, we've only sold direct on our own online store. We are launching with our first retailer in November, which is Staples. We launched 9 months ago. We've done, in aggregate, $1 million in sales so far.
Good for you.
And
You've
in
done
the
$1
last-
million
in the last-
so far? Wow.
And the last month, we've done $250,000 in sales. Our sales have grown month over month,
All online, Jamie.
all online, all direct.
Notice how out of all the sharks, Mark is taking notes. He seems interested and he's trying to play it cool when he says he has $1 million in sales.
Do you have any competitors?
I don't think people understand all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes to make this one pick.
First video doorbell built for the smartphone. Now, there are other video doorbells out there that go to a panel. It's not two-way, so you don't have communication from that. You can just
How
see
much
who's there.
does
Which
your
now,
competition cost?
the lowest price camera would be, $50 to $100, up to thousands of dollars for some of these systems. But we're not trying to compete with the $100,000 systems that integrate cameras and everything in your home. That to me is a totally different market.
For
What we're trying to do is
someone who
disrupt
doesn't
that
have it.
market to give that to everybody, to give it to my wife, who's at home, who's in the bedroom with my 5-year-old. I'm away, and at 8 o'clock at night and it's dark out, someone knocks on the door.
I like how he took the opportunity to get into the emotional side of it, because if someone were to break in, you want your family secure, you want to be safe. And this is a great solution that isn't too expensive and at the same time adds a technology to the solution.
I like the product, but are there bigger solutions that can come in and kind of push this out the door?
This category will exist. I mean, the doorbell will stay there. It doesn't get trumped by
See,
technology.
I
It
think
will drive that
there's
change.
1,000 different ways to alert.
What business is not going to get replaced by future technology?
But here's the
It's
problem.
about being able to be nimble and actually
Amen.
be part of that change.
It's the first time I see this pitch. Now, from the interest in the room, I think Robert and Lady Mark Cuban will make an offer on this. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you've already seen this, just give it a like.
I'm going to jump in here. I think that you have potential to do a lot more with this, but I'm not connecting to that this does enough at this time to distinguish itself as different from what else is out there on the market for the higher price point. And so for that reason, I'm out.
What you need to understand is that you want to pick a big TAM. Now, TAM stands for Total Addressable Market.
No one's arguing the quality of the product. I like it. I think you're going to do great with it. But I've got to be able to say, you know what, when I jump in, I've got to add enough value that this company, instead of being worth $7 million, can be worth 80 million, 90 million. I just don't see that progression. And for that reason, I'm out.
I'm wrestling with where this goes in the market. I just don't think it's for me. I'm out.
Personally, I'm a security guy, so the idea of having another access point on my house like that freaks me out a little bit, because all those ADT and all those other ones are hardwired. I can't hack into those, right? So I think you've priced a lot of value into it, but I think my real struggle with it is it's really not an internet play, it's a consumer device. But you're pricing out $199, that price point is going to start dropping quickly as your volumes go up. For that reason, I'm out.
If the system gets hacked, that's a huge liability. And who do you think they're going to sue?
Sorry about that.
Don't send him to my house.
It's just you and you now.
A few jokes about Mr. Wonderful at the beginning and about the royalty structure.
Am I going to regret that, Mr. Wonderful?
If you notice, he's saying, you made fun of me at the beginning, so let's see how much pain you can have.
4 sharks are out. Kevin is Jamie's last chance at a deal.
The only person left is Mr. Wonderful.
Kevin is an expert at taking advantage of the opportunity. And as an entrepreneur, you want to see what your customer's pain point is and then offer a solution.
I'll make you an offer. I'll give you $700,000. I want a 10% royalty. That drops down to 7 after I recoup the $700,000, and I get 5% of the company's equity today.
You know, we have a vision, I think, to build a big company out of this. And I can't give someone 10% of all of our sales because it'll bleed us of cash while we really need it the most.
I'm basically providing you factoring capital. You need my $700,000 for inventory.
But respectfully, I can raise that money through venture debt or line of credit or something else. So
Then why
that's
don't
not
you,
the kind of
why
money
don't you
that I'm
counter me
looking
with a venture debt offer?
for. So I would do $700,000 for a 10% interest rate with a 3% equity kicker.
No, I'm not interested. It's not commensurate with the risk I'm taking.
Honestly, I do appreciate the offer, but at the same time, that money that you would be taking on the royalty, I need to reinvest back in this business.
What's the difference between the interest and the royalty?
The interest is cheaper.
The interest I can get rid of. I can pay you back.
Oh, so you don't like the royalty in perpetuity aspect?
Absolutely.
But I took the risk up front. I believed in you, the only shark I might add that did.
700,000 is a lot of money. At
It
the
is
time.
a lot of money.
Absolutely, it's a lot of money.
Okay, Jamie, it's that moment when I say you're dead to me. Because you don't want to take my offer. I made you a very valid offer, I think, under the circumstances.
Respectfully, Mr. Wonderful, we're going to decline.
A lot of people at home probably wonder why Kitten gives such an aggressive offer, but as an investor, you want to get a return on your investment. And putting it into the business, it's tough to get an exiting a business. So this is why the royalty is set in place.
Go kick some ass, Jamie.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck, Jamie.
Thanks, Sharks.
Whenever the entrepreneur starts walking out and you hear what the investors are saying, what the sharks are saying behind his back, I love hearing that. And hearing the entrepreneur talk about his experience in the tank.
Kevin, he was wavering. There was a moment where he actually considered it.
I would have done that deal.
Whatever happened to peeking through the window and saying go away?
Mr. Wonderful gave us an offer for just royalties on the company, and I don't believe you can build a big company having one person take 10% of the sales for life.
The biggest thing that I noticed that he didn't really do well on is address the total size of the market, addressing the TAM. So whenever you get a chance, you want to make it very clear how is your product or service positioned in the marketplace and how it's better than your competition. As an entrepreneur, I cannot address enough. You have to give a clear explanation of how your product or service is going to make everybody's dreams come true. I always say, sell the vacation, not the process of getting there. So sell that dream outcome, sell the vacation. Don't sell the taxi ride or the Uber ride. Wouldn't even ride taxis anymore. Don't sell the airport, right? Sell the vacation. As an entrepreneur, you always want to review sales footage. Go back and see what your mistakes are. See what you could have done better. Something else that I think he could have worked on, and honestly, I can do the same, is changing his energy, changing his tonality, understanding that this does play a role whenever you're talking to people. Now look, at the end of the day, it's about what you say and not exactly how you say it, but it does help sometimes. Please understand, if you're talking to investors or business owners, all they care about is making sure that they get a return on their investment. So make sure to paint the picture clearly. Hey, but what do these investors know? What do I know? Because he went on to take Ring, sell it to Amazon, became such a success story, then did the daddy of all grand moves. He came back as a fox. He came back as a shark.
Well, 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 look who's back.